Hi there, my name is AimeeCNicholls. I'm 16 years old, and 11 years ago my parents divorced. It doesn't matter why right now, that's history. But it is important that you know that it wasn't down to my dad. It's not something he wanted and he couldn't do anything about it. It's certainly not something that I wanted, but I also had no say either. My dad is definitely the more natural parent out of my mum and dad, and I've always been closer to him. I do love my mum and dad both the same. If I could only live with one of them, it would be my dad, and it's been that way for 11 years. There was no reason for that not to happen. He hadn't harmed me in any way, and he didn't pose any risk or he didn't threaten me. My dad shared my care before my parents split. He and I were just never given that option. It wasn't even considered ever. Despite what people want you to think, I've learned that family law is just set up that way. It works exactly how it was designed to work, to keep dads and their kids apart. It makes more money for everyone working in family law. And my situation is only partly resolved after 11 years of fighting. And I now live with my dad, but it's not easy. The system doesn't like giving up, unless you're one of the few families that it allows to be different to prove that it's fair. It clearly isn't fair. When I voted with my feet at age 15 to go live with my dad again, a family court judge, like all of the other ones before, tried to force me to go back to my mum. And he told me I was too young to express my views to him. I was like 2 weeks away from being an adult at 16, and that he said he needed social services to tell him what my views were. Think about that. I was sat in a courtroom at the age of almost 16, and he effectively stuck both his fingers in his ears and sang la la la. He ignored that I said that I felt at risk, probably because risk never even comes into it, unless it can be pointed at a dad to split him and his child up. More delay, more work for the system, more income, more funding, that's what it's all about. If you need a good reason to open up the secret family courts to the public, this is one. I bet the judge wouldn't have dared say any of that to me if there were people watching. I was almost an adult and I understood exactly what he was doing. His game of pretending to be able to not hear my voice was really just kind of disheartening. It was horrible. Why would I want to go back to the social services who had always misled the court with my views? They make it their job to lie and to twist things, and this judge was just giving them another chance to do that. After 11 years of being involved, I would say it's worse than it's ever been at this point right now. For kids, they found more ways than ever to stop kids seeing their dads. And ever since I started speaking out, I've heard from hundreds of families, and it's always the same thing, like exactly the same thing, and I don't think that's a coincidence. For the politicians watching, the ones that want to believe all the lies, just wake up. It's worse than it's ever been, and it's happening on your watch. For example, the courts are still trying to ruin things for me and my dad. They stripped him of all his income so that he can't care for me. If they can't force me to live with my mum, then they're just going to ruin what me and my dad have. I mean, that's fine now. It's fine for me. I go out and work. I'm 16. But why should we not just be left to live peacefully after all of this? It's over. It's gone. Give up on it. And not every other family has that opportunity. Not every kid my age is like me. I mean, they don't speak out. More should, but they don't. And that's why the system can carry on. And also they banned him for no reason from ever seeing my sister Kitty, who's now 7, which means that I can't see her either, and she can't see me. And there's absolutely no reason for either of those. There's just no reason. Problem is, you can't keep my generation quiet, and we will remember you. I will find my sister one day, and she will know what was done to us and by who, and those people will have to answer to us. And on that topic, I'd like to mention a few special people who deserve to be remembered for making my life hell. First of all, judges. And I say judges, not just one, because my family has been through a lot of different courts and different judges, and they all say the same thing, and I don't think that's not a coincidence. The only way that could happen is that the system was set up that way. And it's set up wrong. I saw it myself when I made my own application at 15, because the application doesn't even cater for someone like a child. It only caters for the adult, and it was really hard, but I did it. and it can be done. The judge just slapped me down and ignored everything I said, and the final order that was given was only partially what we'd gone there to achieve. The judge just couldn't care less because it's not what he's used to doing, and he's not meant to do that. Okay, so next there's teachers and school counsellors that I talked to numerous times when I was in school, obviously telling them that I wanted to live with my dad. Of course, they told social workers that I had never indicated a problem or expressed my views, and they're probably all still in their jobs abusing kids just like me. Next, there's the expert witness that made my dad sound like he was some kind of psychopath. Clearly he isn't, but that doesn't matter. This guy took a huge fee and wrote some rubbish to ensure that my sister and me would be kept from seeing my dad. And he's still out there as well, destroying families, taking his large fee. I hope he's enjoying the money that he got from destroying my life and my sister's life. She's 7, and when they took her away from me, she screamed and cried, and I took some precious things from her precious things, and to promise her that I would see her again, that I'd give them back, and I've still got them. You know, it's been 2 years now since I've seen her, and a lot longer since my dad has seen her. And lastly, a very special mention for the CAFCAS officer from Oxford who did everything in her power to keep me from my dad. From lying in the reports to losing my wishes and feelings report, and also repeated interviews which weren't meant to happen, with increasing pressure until I told her that I wanted to live with my mum. And I guess she's still out there as well, just destroying other children's lives. The system is completely broken. Almost everyone working in the system has some vested interest in what's going on, and they're making it worse. If it's not money and work, it's politics. I found that out when I uploaded videos to YouTube of me speaking about my case, and feminists attacked me at the age of 14 saying I was a whore and an actor and a liar. These people are just pure evil, and I can't see a reason or accept why this is all going on. These are the people that the government are listening to, not us victims. The whole secrecy thing, it just makes it 100 times worse. I personally think that would be one of the main things that would resolve this. Family law and the courts and social services and CAFCAS all just have too much money, and they use it to put pressure on the government to continue doing what they do, and no one else's voice gets heard. Politicians just need to stop this, and not in a few months or 2 years or a few weeks even. They need to do it now. I want to see my sister, and I want her and my dad to be together. I want us all to be together. Why can't that happen? There's no reason for that not to happen. You should explain it to me and Kitty in a way that makes sense to us, because all we know is that we love each other and we love our dad, and some pensioner in buckle shoes and a wig keeps telling us that it's not in our best interests. I think family law is not in my best interest, and I think it's time for it to go. I've been AimeeCNicholls. Thank you for listening. Now go out and do something about it.